time, weather, and always glass. Case of various.
We here at Adrian Crumb Presents want to serve you with our prime pieces of literature, and tonight is no different. Our special features the Chestnut Theater Players in the 3 Chances to Woo the Future Mrs. Dowd, a scrumptious work served piping hot for our listening public. Ladies and gentlemen, as most of you know, love isn't something you find just around the corner. It does not often fall into your lap. The story of Harold Dowd is not about an old couple in a happy marriage, but instead of young love about to bloom. Thankfully, we have the great London Charles narrating this feast. Take it away, Mr. Charles.
Good evening. The 3 Chances to Woo the Future Mrs. Dowd.
This is ridiculous, Buford.
You know, if you'd gotten here on time, more people would be here, Harold.
More people? We don't even have one. You need at least one to have more. Besides, I wasn't late. I'm never late.
Being late had always been a problem for Harold.
You're late.
You're late. I'm late.
I say we give it 10 more minutes, and then we leave.
Oh my God, are you Harold Dowd?
On most days.
Oh my God, I love your work.
Thank you very much.
Asleep to Dream Her just spoke to me. I swear to God it did.
Well, that's great. It's always nice to meet a fan.
Would you sign this? It would absolutely make my day.
Of course. Who should I?
To Veronica. That's me.
So you like this book, huh?
I love it, Mr. Dowd. I even read the short story before it. What was it called?
Beautiful Lunches.
Beautiful Lunches, written under the pen name Vernon Downs, was the reason Harold was even able to write his first novel.
I never thought a story about bulimia nervosa would speak to me so well.
And she never looked better.
But you know, I thought your other novel was a piece of shit.
Harold's second book, Mummypire, took him 3 full years to complete. He was very proud of it.
As he drove the stake into the mummy's chest, the corpse's hand grabbed Yosef by the shirt and screamed, "You can't kill me, I'm already dead."
It reached limited success.
Thank you so much.
Harold Dowd had fallen in love at first sight twice in his entire life. This was, quite obviously, the 3rd time.
Is that... It is.
Who is...
It's Rachel Crow.
Who?
Can't believe you haven't heard of her. She's graced the cover of Nonfiction Non-Weekly 3 times.
At this point in time, it is important to stress how famous Rachel Crow was. After a brief stint as a horror short fiction writer under a different name, Rachel Crow began writing nonfiction. Her first book covered the subject of salt and freshwater fishes, and comparing and contrasting the latter to human relationships. Naturally, it was an immediate success. Her second book came out not long after, and despite the fact that the book was unsuccessful, she was signed on to pen a third.
Hi, I'm Rachel Crow.
Rachel Crow. I love your work. Huge fan.
And you're Harold Dowd. Quite a handshake you've got there.
Oh, sorry. I get that from my mother.
Buford, Robert says
Rachel,
hello.
shalom. How is your tour going?
They have us in the convention center this year. It's too stuffy for me. Besides, I heard you were attempting a comeback. Seems as though it might exist after all.
Yeah, well, we were hoping for some more people.
Well, you have to have at least one person to allow for more people. Oh, darn, I'm running late and I still need to find a book for the train later. Do you have time to help me find a book?
No. I mean, yes, of course. I'd love to. So is there a specific book you were looking for? You know, comedy, maybe some romance?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I have a problem with fiction.
What's your problem with fiction?
I don't like it.
Well, that's quite a problem. Why don't you like it?
Fiction just doesn't seem real.
That is the definition of fiction. I knew you wrote nonfiction, didn't realize you made it your life.
Well, life is nonfiction.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I mean, I've tried. I really have read my share.
Have you ever read anything
And the only thing worse than fiction are fiction writers. God, that convention center is just full of them. They are the most self-centered, stupid group of people. They're just like their characters, and not that I'm saying you're like that. Sorry. And yeah, I read Asleep to Dream Her.
Asleep to Dream Her was Harold's first bestseller and made him an international celebrity.
Yes.
Is it true that you'll be writing the sequel photoplay to The Owl of Dr. Moreau?
You bet. And it'll be called Waiting for Moreau.
If I could just have a moment
In
of
the
your
back.
time, Mr. Dowd.
Is it true that you got the endorsement from Speaker Cigarettes?
Yes.
Mr. Dowd, over here, I have a question.
From the way you said it, it sounds like you loved it.
You heard wrong. I'm just not one for love stories.
So what's wrong with love stories?
Love stories are fiction.
And you hate fiction.
Yes, finally, a fiction writer who listens. Hit a gold mine. Ooh, this is supposed to be good.
Oh yeah, that's great. There's no love story. Have you read anything else I've written?
Is this an ego check?
Not a check. More of an underline.
No, I haven't.
You should really give me a second chance.
Give me a recommendation. Tell me a title.
Mummy Pyre.
Ooh. Wow. Smooth word. I can tell you're a writer.
Well, I try.
Do you have a copy?
Not on me. So where else are you stopping?
Sorry?
Where else is Robert making you stop on your book tour? What cities?
Oh, from here we go to Slaw, then Poppy Seed, then quick stop at Sun-Dried and Ranch, then Caesar, and finally a half day at Buttermilk. After that, I'm going overseas.
Overseas? Really?
Yeah, how about you?
We go to Poppy Seed, Balsamic, Caesar, Catalina, and maybe Thousand Islands. And then we end in Buttermilk.
Well, I'd love to keep chatting, but I have to hit the road.
Oh, well, I may see you in a couple days. Maybe I'll have a copy of Mummy Pyre for you by then.
I'll keep my fingers crossed.
Maybe?
Oh, we'll definitely have a copy of Mummy Pyre by then. You'll see to that, of course.
No. Cancel on Thousand Islands. Are you insane? We can't cancel on Thousand Islands. That place is a money bin.
So we'll bail on Thousand Islands, and to compensate, we'll pick up a few tours after Buttermilk. Won't matter by then anyway.
Harold, these things are set up months in advance. Harold, she's not gonna fall in love with you.
Of course not. I don't want to fall in love, but there's plenty of time to see if at least there's something there.
Well, why don't I just call the Thousand Islands Convention Center and let them know that you're not coming?
Harold then traveled to the town of Poppy Seed, preparing for his next encounter with Rachel Crow. Before he would see her, of course, he would have to endure an awkward panel.
Cut the panel scene. Go straight to the date.
The panel was boring, and Harold, picking a good break in the conversation, left.